AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe. If a Jamal McGlaw can make an all-star team, like
Awful.
the league was like it was, you know,
It was awful. But this is what I tell people all the time. Raymond, do I not say this?
The East? No, we were saying it back then. It was 4 or 5 of the championship caliber teams were out west. And that was the whole West was better.
They going crazy.
What they
Any team that came from the West would have won the chip those years. The Kings, the Mavs, the Suns, the Suns.
They have no respect.
Won the chip.
Phoenix could have won. Phoenix was better than everybody out east. Flea.
Oh yeah, that's when the West. That's when the West was dominant.
Yo, Dallas. The year Dirk hurt his knee, and they had the Spurs on the ropes. That was with Van Exel off the bench. Finley, they were crazy. Rayful Friends was there, I think. They were insane. That was the first team I thought that could win with no defense, because they were unstoppable. If they played today, oh my God,
that's
Steve
what
Nash
I
was still there.
And this is what I be saying about scoring. That motherfucker Dirk. Right now, Dirk is in my top 10, but I'm gonna bump him.
The only thing, Rod, I don't think you gotta admit, for me, Dirk had the same problem as LeBron and them. He was soft, bro. Steven Jackson should not check you.
Yo, a lot of guys shouldn't have been able to check.
No. It ain't about that. Golden State was a terrible fucking matchup for the Mavericks that year. Everybody knew this. No. They played the last game of the season. Remember this?
Yeah.
Avery Johnson rested his players. The media was like, why are you resting your players? Y'all can't beat them. This is a bad matchup. This is what I'm saying. Like, they was just a terrible matchup.
And Don Nelson is coaching them. He used to coach Dallas. Like, he knew all their flaws. But I still feel like
he knew how to play. Like, they like, why are y'all doing this? They could have put him out the playoffs.
But we saw Steven Jackson at the top of the key guarding Dirk. I didn't like none of that. And that's a different Dirk than 2011. When he won the championship, he wasn't having any. It's not just some folklore.
But
he turned up on Miami.
You also got to look at who was around him.
Around Dallas?
Yeah, like, he didn't really have a team like that. Like, they just was a bad matchup. Who was doing anything with Baron Davis at that point?
In 06, they was in the finals with a really good team. That
wasn't a really good team to me.
That team wasn't a bad team.
That was a bad team to me. I don't think that was a good team.
Yeah, I was looking at that team. When you
starting Eric Dampier and Disagana Job, I don't think that's a good team.
But look at when though. Look at when.
I'm talking about in general. Period. I don't care.
I feel you, but when it happened,
and they got rid of Nash for who?
They were starting bigs in the NBA at that
time. Howard was the point
guard,
right?
Listen, I don't think they were starting bigs. I don't think they were starting caliber bigs. I thought they was terrible.
They was below average. Who was the point guard?
Was one of the worst players I ever seen in my life.
The point guard was Howard, right? No, Devin Harris. He was tough.
Devin Harris wasn't a good player.
He was a flash in the pan.
Harris was a good player, right?
Yeah, he was a flash in the pan.
Player. It was like Fabian just said, flash in the pan. He got lucky. He was terrible. When you run up into good teams, that shit gets exposed. That should all be matchups.
But Golden State was on fire.
There, none of that shit would have went. They wouldn't be a playoff team without Dirk.
Damn.
They wouldn't be a playoff team, bro.
We agree with that, Flea?
Dirk. I mean, I would agree with that.
Like,
yeah, that's
and then people be like, "Oh, the Heat did this. They made that shit wasn't no miraculous comeback. The Heat brought that chip. That shit was like the Yankees. They stacked that deck. That's a super team.
That team was horrible, Rod.
When? What year?
Against the rest of the league? Look at the competition around the league.
In 06?
Yes.
No.
Look at it.
In 06?
Cybertron was old. Gary Payton was old.
Cybertron was still better than most of them niggas on that team. Gary Payton was old, still better than most of them. I'm still taking that Gary Payton over Devin Harris. I'm taking
Hell
that
no.
over Devin Harris.
If Miami would have had Devin Harris, that would have been a clean sweep. They were crazy. Nah, no
Devin
way.
Harris don't know basketball, man. Like,
hold on. The kid that was nice was the other. That was his name, Howard. That went to Washington after that. Josh Howard.
And you gonna compare him to Dwayne Wade?
No.
All right.
But he was.
All right. That's what I'm gonna say. All right.
He was great, but I agree with. once
He's a
you said you
solid
take
role
Dirk off,
player, but if you starting a decent gun of job and a Devin Harris against a hell no, you're gonna get slaughtered. Like I
So
was
you
shocked
don't-
Dallas won the 2 games.
and you don't think Haslam had this Haslam checking them one-on-one, but was nothing new. That was just like, it happens.
No, because they keyed in on him. Like they put a certain defense around Dirk. Cool. That's
You
not
letting him
happening.
slide, bro. You letting your man slide. I don't like
Nah,
that.
you
No.
know,
Yeah,
I love Dirk. I love Dirk.
I know
But, like,
this.
I love Dirk, but they not stopping Dirk like that. Come on, man. They're gonna put a certain defense around him. They're gonna try to game plan him out. That's it.
I
They
thought
gonna keep him out.
I just thought that they got physical. There's certain teams that just got physical with him. I don't think that they did anything different. You know, there's certain.
Let me tell
they
you
just
something.
got physical.
Let me
with
tell
him.
you how wicked it was.
That was the game plan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you how wicked it was though. Because remember they lost to Golden State, right?
Right.
They came back, kept the same team intact. They played Denver. That's when Denver went to the conference finals or some shit like that, I think.
Melo,
and they like, oh, Dallas this. Oh, they gonna punk Dirk Nowitzki. He ain't gonna do nothing. This motherfucker was averaging 30 on over 50%. His team was just ass. That's all it boils down to.
The year that Denver went to the conference finals?
Yeah. And I'm watching it because Kenya Martin is trying to stop him. That's when Kenya Martin thought he was thug life and tough.
getting his ass handed to him.
Dirk was killing him, and I'm like,
but so you didn't see a difference between Dirk the first 1.5 games?
He got better, but my thing is like later, like the 2011 Mavs team,
they were better.
They put a way better team around him, like they could space the floor. I've never seen a team like that.
They have who has they're up there. They're up there with best run ever.
Listen to me.
I mean, who they had to beat to get to that?
Listen to me. That shit was the most impressive run I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like they beat the defending champs. They beat LeBron. I mean, they swept Kobe and them.
They beat the Blazers. They didn't sweep them. They smoked them. People be leaving that shit out. They beat that shit out.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of them. They beat the shit.
They
was getting so mad.
Like they really tried to hurt them. Like
they was getting so mad. Right. That's when Bynum knocked Berea out of the air.
Out the air. Like that shit was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, nah, we ain't see a buzzsaw like this Dallas team. Like,
nah, they was thumping them. They was
Dallas, the Dallas Mavericks in 2000.
And then they beat OKC, right?
Yes.
Smoked them. Dirk gave them 50.
Yeah, they killed OKC.
Listen, Dallas and the 2014 Spurs, I ain't never seen teams like that. I would take my money and put it on those two teams against anybody.
Now
anybody.
You're a LeBron fanatic. This reeks like bias. Oh, the two teams that smoked LeBron just happen to be the best team you've seen in your life.
Go look at those. They hit so many fucking threes. I couldn't believe my eyes.
They were just a better.
That's the year Danny Green. Did Danny Green do it that year or the year before? When beat the finals
MVP the year before.
That finals record for most threes.
If Danny Green, if LeBron James and Ray Allen, if Ray Allen didn't hit that shot, Danny Green was winning finals MVP.
Oh, okay.
He hit the most threes in ever in the finals.
Danny Green was better than Dwayne Wade in the finals.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.